How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the Angry Rican Show. Today, I have an interesting video for you. I would like to discuss the Naughty Dog's new video game called Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet. I would like to talk to you about it because I recently saw the trailer, like many of you have by now. And when I first saw it, I thought, cool, brand new video game. I recently purchased a PlayStation 5, and I am a gamer. And I was kind of like excited. I said, okay, cool. So maybe we have a new game to play. However, as I am doom scrolling, like I typically do, I start to see a lot of reviews about the trailer. And they're not very nice. I mean, everyone is up in arms about it. And I would like to discuss it. But before we get into it, I would like to rewatch the trailer with you and basically tell you what my thought process was as I watched the trailer for the first time. So with that said, let's take a look at the trailer and then we'll talk about it. And then after that, I'll give you my 2 cents on the whole situation and we'll wrap this bad boy up. So without further ado, let's look at it. The suffering of generations must be endured to achieve our divine end. 1986. So right there, right off the rip, I'm like 1986. I was 6 years old. Isn't this a interstellar type video game? So I found that to be interesting. And then I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's said like an alternate universe or something like that. But that right there caught my attention. That looks cool. All the meteors and stuff. Wow, look at the way that moon looks. So then right there, that really caught my attention right there because the graphics right off the rip is like, wow, that looks pretty damn good. And then that's another thing too that caught my attention real quick was that let me go back real quick. Oh, hold on, shit. Let me go back. So right here, this caught my attention right here. Porsche. All right, so okay, so we have in 1986, Porsche developed a spaceship. I was like, okay, cool, all right, I'm liking it. You know, maybe they got some Lamborghinis on top of that. She's watching cartoon, looks a little violent. And then right here, I mean, you have to admit the graphics are fucking amazing. I mean, look at the detail. She has scratches in her back. Like the level of detail, the tattoos. I mean, the level of detail is, bro, it's pretty good. And this is what I'm seeing when I'm first looking at it. I'm like, oh wow, this looks really detailed and all that stuff. And she's shaving her head, obviously, because I'm assuming she's a warrior or it's a video game, so obviously they're gonna be hacking and slashing and fighting something. So she's obviously a soldier of some type, at least right off the rip. So I see her shaving her head, so it kind of makes sense. She's been scratched a few times by whatever she was fighting. Look again, the level of detail, the graphics. When I first watched it, I'm just like, wow, like that looks good. I want to play it if the graphics look like that, because a lot of times, you know, the trailers got the best graphics, but then when you actually play the video game, it doesn't look quite the same. But so far, it has my attention just based on the graphics and the level of details. Level of detail is incredible. Look at that. And that's what I'm seeing, really.
Jordan,
Tell me something good.
well, you're right, it checks out. He's hiding out around the Superior Moon.
Excellent.
How is that excellent? He's next to fucking Superior. No.
Yeah, right there, you know. I'm looking at the level of detail. I'm seeing that the character has a pretty good physique. So far, so good. I'm interested. Now I really want to see the gameplay. That's what I'm more interested about. I don't particularly care about the dialogue in video games, and the storyline matters. But if I really want a really good storyline, then I'll probably watch a movie. But when it comes to video game, the most important thing to me is actually the gameplay. Is the gameplay good? That's what really matters to me.
No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstitions.
No. Superstitions are the crazy rumors about what happened on that planet. These are facts.
You worry too much.
You know what I worry just the right amount. I say we wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead? He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please claim him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is
The level
swooping?
of
No one
detail,
is crazy
man,
enough to go there.
The level of detail in in the characters and the graphics is really next level. The one-eyed bandit over here, even her the graphics on her is pretty good. Look, you see that she got sliced in her eye. Like, so far so good. I'm not mad at it. And this is what I'm seeing when I first watched the trailer.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
Anyone else with all your fucking shit? Okay, alright, you know what? There, you're the boss.
Okay, so reward.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So that's another thing too. So as I'm watching it, I see that part and I'm thinking, okay, so she's a bounty hunter. Because they're asking for $1.6 million reward for him. So she's a bounty hunter. Okay. I'm not so far I'm not really seeing the problem here.
Listen, kid,
The graphics though.
I'll see you on the other side.
Look at the graphics, the level of detail. That part right there, I found it to be interesting. I'm thinking it's intergalactic, right? So technology is advanced, I would assume. But she's listening to music via a CD. And back in 1986, there were no CDs. We were still listening to vinyl, if I'm not mistaken. However, because it is set in an alternate universe or alternate reality back in 1986, you know, you would assume that perhaps maybe MP4 technology hadn't hasn't been invented just yet. So I found that to be quite interesting, but hey, no big deal. You know, it is an alternate reality, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. That's another thing too. I noticed. I I don't usually see like name brands on clothing and video game characters, so I thought it was pretty cool. You know, first you got the Porsche, the Porsche spaceship, and now you got Adidas. So a little bit of product placement, but that's okay. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. That looks sick. Okay. So here's the dealio. When it comes to this particular trailer. So I don't know, man. The graphics look amazing. I don't think anyone seeing that for the first time is thinking that it's gonna be a bad video game, right? The graphics looks pretty amazing. The whole 1986 being that advanced, it's an interesting storyline to me. And just seeing it, just seeing it, no, just looking at it as it's a video game. Do I want to play it or do I not want to play it? Looking at it through those lenses, seems like it might be a cool game. I'm not mad at it. However, if you look into the comments, so okay, so this is where it gets interesting to me. So again, when I first saw the video, when I first saw the trailer, I didn't think much of it. It seemed like a cool, interesting video game to me. I honestly didn't think much of it. But then you come over here and let's go back into it and you look at the comments and it's like, whoa, oh, okay. Did the eye patch woman just type on the keyboard facing away from her like it's normal? The trailer is 2 hours ago. Ew, it's so old. We need a remaster. The most surprising thing about this trailer is that Sony left the comments on. Okay, so apparently the Naughty Dog trailer, they removed their comments. From the studio that got rid of all the people who originally made those games you loved as a kid and that we still take credit for. From the studio who brought you Crash Bandit, Jack and Daxter, and Uncharted. Nice. How many of they still work there? Never thought I'd see the day of Porsche spaceship. Okay, that's what I said. I never thought I would see a fucking Porsche spaceship. That's pretty cool. Main character looked like its head is the only part of their body they actually have. And they said physical disc is unnecessary in the future. Okay, that's no big deal there. They sell hair as a separate DLC. So, okay, so people are clowning on the fact that she's bald. Can I play as a character from the background anime instead? Welcome to the B4 movement, soldier. You can really tell this started production in 2020. So as you can see, all the comments are pretty much negative. And it's been a few days now. I'm a little late to the party, but that's okay because sometimes I like to get all my info first before I charming and have an opinion on things because things can move very rapidly when it comes to like the news and that kind of stuff. And maybe they have a different trailer that shows better gameplay. So yeah, so as you can see, the it's being received not so good by a lot of people. And some of the people that I listen to, some of the YouTubers that I watch, that I get some information on, they are up in arms about this. I mean, they are really livid. Like, there was one guy, like, I swear to God, I thought he was gonna have one of his veins pop. I mean, this dude was like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this woke bullshit. This DEI stuff is ruining video games and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking it's because they decided to put a butch lesbian as the main character. I mean, let's keep it 100. That's really the big deal here. That it's not some beautiful, long-haired, nice body type woman in the video game. But then I think about it, right? She's a bounty hunter, right? She's a bounty hunter. As we saw, she was fighting some type of mechanical enemy. You saw in the back of her head, she had scratches all over her head. So if you are a warrior, it would make sense to not have long hair. I mean, I know this is fantasy and whatnot, but if you want to throw in a little bit of logic into the argument, it only makes sense that if you're a female and you're going to be out there fighting mechanical creatures, it would make sense that one, you're fit. So you saw that she had a little bit of muscles on, you know, they weren't defined muscles, but I've seen women way stronger than that, far more built. She had a female body. Clearly she's a female. She just happens to be like a butch lesbian. She doesn't have hair. That's not uncommon in today's society. Like, I can understand the outrage if maybe they made her a, you know, a transgender character, right? Because me personally, I don't care about the LGB stuff. Is the QUT, you know, all the other letters of the alphabet that I'm like, little bridge too far for me. But it's not uncommon for you to walk the streets and see a woman that looks like that. It's not uncommon. And if it's gonna be a person that's gonna be, you know, fighting mechanical creatures, why would you have long hair? I mean, think about it. She's fighting with a big ass sword. First, you don't want to get your hair caught on the sword, right? Because that's gonna affect the way you swing the sword. Secondly, you don't want to like climb on top of the machine and then all of a sudden your hair gets caught in one of the mechanical gears and you just get scalded, right? Your hair falls. Like it's just I don't know how to say this, but it's not a good look. You know, G.I. Jane. Maybe that's an old reference for some of you guys, but she was a soldier. She shaved her head. I mean, and even in like the UFC, Rose Namajunas, she used to have long hair, and she said that it would affect her fighting because it would get on her way. So she shaves it off. The men in the military, they all have buzz cuts. They all shave their heads. Why? Because if you're gonna be in hand-to-hand combat, the last thing you want is for somebody to snatch you by your hair. Because if you know anything about fighting, he who controls the head controls the body. If you can grab somebody by the hair, you can control them and manipulate them, and that's no bueno. So I see the outrage. I understand that they have been making uglier female characters. I understand that there is the DEI stuff, and I understand that there is a woke agenda. But sometimes it's really not that big of a deal. So they made a butch lesbian character. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Who cares? The only thing I care about is the game good? Is the game good? Is the gameplay going to be good? The storyline, yeah, whatever. You know, sometimes that matters. But like for example, I use The Witcher. Great game, right? But the storyline, I can care less. Every time they had a cutscene, I just wanted to hit the button like skip, skip, skip because it was boring. I didn't want to hear it. I don't care. Like I just wanted to get on my little horse and go somewhere and kill some monsters. I don't I don't care about the cutscenes. Like I guess some people like it because it's kind of like being in a movie. Personally, I can live with or without it. I don't need some great cinematic cutscenes because that's not what I don't play the game to look at the cutscenes. I play the game because I actually want to play the game. I want to run around killing stuff and doing cool shit. So it's not that serious to me. Like it's really not. And I guess some of the criticism is because the person that plays the character, the voice, the voiceover person, I guess she's part of the wokety woke stuff, and she's the whole pro transgender, and she's made some comments that some people don't like, and I get it. I get it. But do I care? No, not really. I really don't give a shit. All I care about is the game gonna be good. I love the graphics. I like the scenery. The monster look kind of cool. The big ass sword look good. The fighting mechanics, are the fighting mechanics good? That's very important. What kind of perks and abilities are you gonna have? Like, can you upgrade your spaceship? Can you buy new spaceships? Are they gonna have different types of spaceship? Are they gonna have a Lamborghini spaceship? Are they gonna have a Jeep spaceship? Like, can you change your clothing? Right? Can you customize the character? Hell, can you make your own character? Is there gonna be multiplayer? Are you gonna be able to play it online with other people? You know what I'm saying? Like, they can do it online like that, like a Grand Theft Auto type, but you're out in the universe. There's a lot of things that you can do with that type of storyline or that type of game. There's a lot of things, so we won't know exactly how the game is gonna be until the actual game comes out. But before the game, obviously, they have to give you a trailer, little teaser trailer, so you can kind of see what the game is going to be about and the graphics. And honestly, if you're just looking at it just based on just the game itself, it looks pretty damn good. Aside from all the DEI and the woke and the and all, what do you call it, the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. All the politics, right? Who cares? Is the game good? That's all I care about. Is the game good? Crash Bandit was a fucking was a fox, wasn't he? Yeah, he was like a fox. Who cares what the character is? Doesn't have to be a beautiful woman with long hair, with amazing body. I mean, that doesn't really matter. Is the gameplay good? That's all I care about. So with that said, that's my thoughts on it. You guys let me know in the comments if you agree with me or disagree with me. I totally understand the whole woke aspect of it and why a lot of people won't like it, but the way I see it, is it really uncommon to see a bald-headed butch lesbian? It's not. It's really not. Um, and I'll even say this: if you ever watch Black Panther, all of the female warriors, every single one of them was bald. I didn't see anybody complaining about that. You can be bald and beautiful. It's I don't I'm I just honestly I'm just not seeing the problem with it. I'm really not. I think sometimes people just need to take a chill pill. The people on the far right can overdo it. The people on the far left can overdo it. The vast majority of us, we're somewhere in the middle. Some of us just want to be entertained. Some of us, when we see movies, when we look at video games, we're not thinking of like gender politics or I can't quite get the damn fucking word that I want to say. But we're not looking at that. We're just trying to watch a entertaining movie, or we just want to play an entertaining video game. We're not. Oh, there you go. We're not looking into the identity politics. We're not looking into that. We just want to be entertained. And a lot of times, some of these studios, they do inject a lot of that identity politics into their video games, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But the gameplay, it's at the end of the day, is the most important thing. The gameplay, the graphics, and just the atmosphere of the video game it's what really matters. So I think everybody just needs to kind of take a step back, chill the fuck out. It's not that serious. It's a video game. It's not overly DEI from what I'm seeing. A butch, bald-headed lesbian is not uncommon. It's not uncommon in society. So the fact that they put her in a video game should be of no surprise to anyone. So with that said, folks, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you're on the far right side of things, relax. It's not that serious. If you're on the far left of things, hey, I hope you put your money where your mouth is. Buy the game. Make it successful. Enjoy it. I'm somewhere in the middle. Sometimes I give a shit, sometimes I don't. Right now, it doesn't bother me at all. I'll probably play the game just to play it, just to check it out, and then maybe I'll do a review on it. With that said, until the next one, peace out.